Now, this invitation arrived absolutely unexpectedly. An exclusive launch event in Tokyo for a product that, frankly, shouldn't have existed yet. Shiftall, the small VR company that surprised us with their Meganex Superlight 8K last year, was about to unveil the Meganex 8K Mark II. Just 1 year after releasing their first high-end headset, they were already showing a major revision. For a company their size, that timeline is borderline unbelievable. Most VR hardware cycles take years, not months. But what made this event truly significant wasn't just the new specs, it was the story behind them. This wasn't a product developed in a secret lab. It was built in direct response to the voices of its users, you. The question hanging in the air though wasn't just what's new, but how about the early believers of the Meganex, people that directly bought the first version? Now, this is where Shiftall's approach really diverged from the industry standard. They knew that launching a new version so quickly could anger their early supporters. So they built a solution directly into their business model. Instead of forcing original Meganex owners to buy a completely new headset, Shiftall created a clear and fair upgrade path. They announced that existing customers can send in their original units to be upgraded to the full Mark II specifications for a significantly reduced cost of around $400. And this wasn't just a vague promise. They've outlined the specific pricing and the technical process in my interview, which I will broadcast later here on the channel. This approach is rare. Typically, when a tech company releases a new version, previous customers are simply left behind, expected to either live with the flaws or make a full new purchase. Shiftall's decision to offer a trade-in option demonstrated a commitment to customer retention that you just don't see very often. It sends a powerful message. We value your early support, and we're going to make sure you're not punished for believing in us first. But now let's get to the Mark II. So what did they actually change? The Mark II is essentially a direct response to the community's checklist of complaints. Every major point of feedback was addressed with a tangible hardware improvement. So let's break it down. First of all, the boot times and overall software stability issues with some people not being able to upgrade the firmware. Now, that is a major problem, and Shiftall took massive action. They have replaced the internal chipset, going away from the internal Snapdragon Android architecture to now run the whole headset under Linux. Before, they actually were not able to solve all the software problems because they simply did not have access to every single line of code. Working with the Snapdragon architecture was more like working with a black box they had to deal with, which according to Takuma Iwasa, the CEO of Shiftall, was pretty frustrating for everyone involved. So yeah, new chipset, completely new PCB, new operating system. They now have a 10-second boot time and can control every single line of code of the software because they have all done it from scratch by themselves. Then, they've also improved the device itself. The original headset had a tendency to feel a bit loose, especially when looking down. The Mark II introduces significant structural improvements. The headset's mounting mechanism is now more robust, eliminating that feeling of instability. It feels locked in place with much less travel, which is essential for immersive gameplay. The hinges are just so much stiffer than before. On top of that, there is the new hard head strap and a new ski mask facial interface, which we'll talk about later in this video. Next, the connection problems. The new version features a completely redesigned USB-C connection. It is now positioned towards the front of the headset, and most importantly, it introduces physical ledges that hold the plugged-in USB-C cable in place. It cannot just disconnect when you move around, and that is what happens sometimes with the old version. Also, the voltage is now higher, allowing for longer cable connections with cable length of more than 10 meters. So, your actual computer is in the other room, no problem anymore. There's also been a change to the USB-C port on the bottom of the headset that is used for accessories like headphones or aftermarket sensors. It now also runs on 9 volt instead of 5, which allows for more accessories to be connected at the same time. Another problem that especially Western users were facing was nose comfort issues. Big noses did not quite feel at home here, and the sharp edges of the headset would feel uncomfortable after a while. Shiftall has addressed this issue by increasing the space for the nose and by using silicone for that area. The sharp edges have also been eliminated, and now everything in that area is rounded instead. It's a small but very important improvement for many people. Shiftall has even taken the feedback about the diopter adjustment seriously. Users complained that it's not easy to find the 0 diopter position. So this time around there's a clear white line and a notch that you simply have to line up in order to find that neutral position for all those users that either have perfect eyesight, congrats to that, or use lens inserts. Well done. For the lighthouse tracking, it already performed well most of the times, but in order to address community feedback of a more shaky tracking experience when users look down, the company has optimized the actual position of the tracking sensors within the headset. The result is tracking that feels solid and consistent no matter in which direction you look. But the improvements even don't stop with the headset itself. Shiftall also listened to feedback concerning the standard strap and facial interface. We get new accessories, a new hard head strap that provides much more stable support than the soft strap, and a new facial interface designed for users who prefer the ski mask style rather than the halo strap, because that might position the lenses too far away from the eyes depending on the user's forehead. The hard head strap surprised me because it is much lighter than it looks. There is much more cushioning than with a soft strap, and you have an articulating back that cusps your head. I truly enjoyed wearing it, and I preferred it over the soft strap because it just felt like so incredibly stable on the head. I would use this one for actual gaming and the soft strap if I want to lean back to watch a movie. Now, because everything feels so much more stable and stiff, I was actually able to position the lenses even closer than I was able to do with the soft strap, increasing FOV even a bit more. The hard strap will be available for both users of the original Meganex and the new Mark II, starting from end of October for $99. The new ski mask facial interface is made for those who prefer the standard way of wearing a headset. No matter your forehead shape, with this new interface, you can get the lenses as close to your eyes as possible for getting the maximum FOV possible. At this launch event, I could only try a prototype that did not yet have the cloth around the foam part, but I could already tell that the whole interface is well done and comfy. And I have to say, this was more comfortable than the prototype interface of the Pimax Dream Air that I had tested in Shanghai recently. The cool part is that you can actually change the distance from eye to lenses according to what works best for you. The accessory comes with several magnetic spacers that you can simply stack upon each other to create the perfect distance. This accessory will also go on sale end of December. I also got to check out the new Grip VR controllers, a mix between index and touch controllers, but those deserve their own video and you're going to see it here on the channel very soon. So what is it actually like to use the new Mark II? Getting the Mark II on your head, the first thing that you notice is indeed the improved stability. That slight wobble from the original model is much less perceivable with the updated soft strap and gone with the hard strap. The headset feels secure, like it's probably part of the system now. It's a small change, but it makes a huge difference to immersion. You stop thinking about the hardware and can just focus on the experience. Testing the connection reliability was a key focus. I spent a good amount of time moving around, turning quickly, and trying to replicate the scenarios where the original might have stuttered or dropped out. The Mark II held strong. The connection felt solid, which is exactly what you need for a premium PCVR headset. It just works, and that reliability is something that the community had asked for. The faster boot process is immediately apparent. You power it on and you're ready to go in a much shorter time. It's one of those quality of life improvements that seems minor on paper, but makes using the headset every day so much more pleasant. You're not waiting, you're playing. I did not get to test the new firmware update process, of course, but I trust Shiftall when they say that they can now solve every problem because they control their complete code base by themselves now, removing that layer of anxiety that came with updating the original unit. From a user's perspective, the Mark II doesn't feel like a completely new product. It feels like a product the original Meganex was always meant to be. It's a refinement. All the potential is still there, the fantastic displays, the compact form factor, but now it's backed by a level of polish and reliability that makes it truly competitive. The community's fingerprints are all over this device, and that's what makes it special. Right now, in October 2025, it is still the headset that offers the best visual quality of any headset out there, and now paired with much better stability and comfort options that make the Meganex a top choice for all simmers and VR enthusiasts that want a native SteamVR headset that can offer 4K micro OLED visuals in a very small form factor for around $2,000. I personally would have also hoped for the inclusion of eye tracking in the updated version, but as always, we yet have to wait for the perfect headset. Like this, the Meganex MKII should check a lot of boxes for VR enthusiasts that want a truly outstanding headset that, thanks to its new accessories, should now be even more attractive to a broader range of users worldwide. Shiftall's approach with the Meganex Mark II represents something important for the entire VR industry. It demonstrates how small companies can compete not by outspending the giants, which they couldn't do in the first place, but by being more agile and more connected to their users. While larger corporations are often locked into long, rigid development cycles, a small team can listen, adapt, and iterate at a speed that's simply impossible for a massive organization. Let me be frank here. I was actually surprised when Shiftall told me that they have a new version of the Meganex after only a year. But after attending this event, it all made sense to me. What Shiftall accomplished with the Meganex Mark II in just 1 year sets a new standard for what a hardware company can achieve when it truly partners with its community. They didn't just fix problems, they built a better product by embracing feedback as a core part of their development process. The fact that they also created a fair upgrade path for the earlier supporters shows a level of respect for customers that is all too rare in the tech world. Well done, Shiftall. This matters for the future of VR because it proves that innovation isn't just about raw technical specs. It's about the relationship between the people building the technology and the people using it. The Mark II's significance lies in its story, the story of a small team that listened, learned, and delivered. It's a model that other companies, big and small, would be smart to follow. Now, if you're interested in the full MRTV review of the new Mark II and what the competition has to offer in the not too distant future, absolutely make sure to subscribe to MRTV and click on the bell button so that you don't miss anything. And now, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts about the Meganex Mark II and Shiftall's coming out with it so soon? Is it something that you would hope for other companies could do as well? And might the improvements put the Meganex back on the shopping list for you, or are you considering an upgrade? Do let us know in the comment section or join the MRTV Discord server if you want to discuss this headset with the community. That's everything I have for this video, and I'm looking forward to see you again in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.